Hey guys, welcome to Podcast Therapy. I'm very excited today to welcome our good friend, personal trainer, Daury, and he's going to tell us whatever is going on in the industry, what has helped him get to where he is. He's been around for a very, very long time, has amazing fitness workouts, fitness thought process. I mean, this is going to be an insane podcast therapy, and I'm very excited and very happy. What's going on, dude? How's everything?
Man, I'm excited, man. I appreciate you, bringing me onto the platform and, giving me the space to, share some good vibes and motivate everybody and, get it all out there.
Because, January is right here. It's around the corner, so
Yeah.
everybody's coming. They're coming.
Everybody's coming. Like jumping into that, I feel like, January, February, and then the real sauce, I feel like, is spring.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we got the holidays coming,
Yeah.
and I'm sure and everybody's messaging you, especially your clients that you have, oh, what should we do? We got events coming up, everybody takes a little break,
Man.
holiday specials,
For sure.
here and there. And then, comes January 1st, January 2nd, the mindset completely changes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I feel like, the people who are consistent now, they're just dialed in. It's just another day to day. And then, I see a lot of people who are just prepping themselves 2 weeks in advance. Some people have, I've seen a lot of people doing, countdowns, 28 days left or 20 days left, just to kind of, really let the end of the year wrap up and then hit that fresh start.
Yeah, it's getting ready. So 2024 is on the way. And you know what? How about you explain your journey and what's going on? How did you start as a personal trainer? Because I know everybody wants to know, because one thing that everyone asks me about is how can I find an experienced trainer? Because they're a dime a dozen, right?
Yeah.
Everybody and anyone is a personal trainer these days. And how could you tell the difference between somebody that's educated and has done it for a long time? So I want you to explain to us, how is your journey? How did you become a personal trainer? And show everybody out there what it takes to be a legitimate, strong personal trainer and help your clients become a lot more healthier.
Well, I mean, I'm an 80s baby, so I feel like even how you listen to 90s hip hop and all that stuff, using that as a reference, right? I started, my oldest son is 13. I want to say 14 years ago. So back then, fitness was different. Group fitness environment wasn't really the biggest thing to go to. It was I started as a red shirt at New York Sports Club. That means I made $8 an hour. That means I had to earn every single client, every referral. It's one of those things where you really have to learn the customer service, how to really connect with people one-on-one, how to sell yourself, how to, be that salesperson. At that time, it was, fitness for me started prior to that when I was 15 years old. As I was a kid, I got bullied. I was overweight. Didn't always have the best group of friends around me until sophomore year of high school. I started working out. I was introduced to fitness through these school safety guards, in the deans and all that stuff. They were big time fitness heads. And to this day, I bumped into one of them the other day in the supermarket, man. I was like, listen, I don't think you know what you've done for me when I was a kid. You played a big part in who I am today. And it started back then when I was a kid, got bullied, started working out, kept it going straight through. It was always a part of my lifeline. I dropped out of high school and, I tried to find a way of how do I survive in this world, I think I got out around so many different things because of, my home, my mom and dad, they weren't always in the best position. So I always try to hustle my way around life. And I found fitness when I was about 25 years old. I got introduced to New York Sports Club by my man Yusuf Myers, owner of IMPRX.
Shout out PRX, Yusuf, what's up, dude?
Shout out to my man Yusuf Myers, who gave me a shot. And even that one shot, that interview just kind of gave me a perception, right? I know you gave me a standard question, and it's so much running through my head, right, that I want to kind of put out.
Put it out, man. This is your voice right now. I want people to see what it takes to
man.
be a legit trainer that helps clients, man.
Yeah.
It's important.
You got to be willing to put in the work. There's so much behind it, right? Every single client that you have, You earn that. You earn that trust. It's like making a new friend. You know, I spend endless hours in the gyms. There was times I spent 12 to 16 hours in a shift waiting. Sometimes I would sleep in the gym. When I was coaching at David Barn, I would sleep in the gym.
Wait, you weren't training at 2-3 hours a day? You
No.
were doing that much? 16? Oh, people think that.
No.
Listen, you be a trainer.
No.
I'll work 3-4 hours a day and I'll make it happen.
No,
you work
man.
16 hours?
No, listen, man. Like, when I tell you, after I was at New York Sports Club my first year, that was like where I learned how to coach classes. I stood around all the master trainers. I stood around whoever had the most experience. That's who I want to be with, and that literally molded me to be the coach and the trainer that I am today, because I took a lot of their top moments and their lowest moments that they shared with me to prepare me, you know. And that's what I do now when I speak to coaches. I give you the good things and I give you the bad things, and it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot. Man, running it back, man. It's endless hours, man.
I always tell everyone, like, it's a big customer service business, because
Yeah.
you actually, good trainers take what clients give you and you put it on yourself. So you
Yeah.
make sure that they succeed, right? So like
Yeah.
when they succeed, you succeed, because
Yeah.
when they come to me and I feel like they've joined the protocol, they're doing great, and they come in and they update me every day, like that's my dopamine, like that's my endorphin. That's like when they text me, hey, I lost 5 pounds just doing this. I'm like, you see, now
Yeah,
let's
man.
set the habit, let's set the pattern, and let's keep it going.
Yeah, I
Right?
think that like a baseline of also like why I got into fitness also was because I transformed myself, and I was getting so many compliments back when I was not even 20 years old, but still for me that was motivating and it was inspiring, and I always had friends who weren't really doing their best fitness workouts always come to me for advice. So I always kind of put that on the back burner, and as I got older, I turned to it. I went to school for auto collision. That wasn't successful. And eventually I was like, you know what? I need to do something that's going to make me good money, or I feel like I have a passion for. And I applied myself. You got to apply yourself. If you don't apply yourself, forget about it. There's endless people talking to you on social media about you can make $10,000 a month. Do you know the amount of work that you got to put in to make that 10,000? Do you know the amount of work you got to put in to make 5,000?
That's why I asked you. I was like, yo, you sure you work 16 hours? Because, you know, people think that it just, hey, I'll sign up and do that. I mean, it's you need to put in the work. You have to invest in yourself to be able to succeed. You know,
100%.
that's the main thing. And this is health and wellness. And, like, you know, which leads us to our next question, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of misconceptions out there about the fitness industry, and people have these thoughts and ideas, and whether they studied, they didn't, they found it through social media, through videos, and whatever the case is. A lot of people are doing things the wrong way just because what might work for you might not work for me. And so when they learn these things from out there, the outside sources, and they don't ask a dedicated coach or something like that, they're picking up habits of what is for 80 or 90% of the world, but we don't know if it works because everybody is different. So you have any kind of like clients came to you and gave you like a misconception of, hey, I thought that I'll give you a perfect example. Like for me, my thing was everybody would come to me and say, hey, if I add cardio to what I'm doing now, I'll be able to lose weight. And I'm like, wait a second. No. It doesn't just work doing cardio. Let's check the rest of the package. How's your diet? How's your sleep? Are you supplementing? Are you outside getting natural vitamin D? You know, it's a lifestyle. So it's a full circle. And so a lot of people just want to take the easy way out by saying, hey, I won't eat for 3 days and I'll just drink water. I think I'll lose weight. And yeah, you lose weight, but is it maintainable?
Yeah. I mean, I'm guilty of that when I was trying to figure it out.
We're not all perfect. I'm telling you
100%.
guys this because it's happened to me too.
I've done
you know?
fasting. I've cut out carbs. I've done like a 3-day sugar detox. I've done it. I've done it. But I honestly think that everybody has a different goal. Everybody, like, it's all about finding the right resources, finding people who have the experience, not just hitting the clickbait, not just hitting this on social media. And also it takes the work, right? It's for me it's the SAD. You got to manage your stress, your anxiety, and your diet.
Wow.
That's the SAD, baby.
Ooh, that's
The SAD. The word SAD. Stress, anxiety, diet. If those three things are out of line, so is this right here. And I've learned to manage mental health tremendously through like life lessons and who you surround yourself with, you know? I hope I answered your question, by the way.
Yeah, nah, I mean, that's, you said it exactly, because you said you're an 80s baby, me too, 85.
Yeah.
And so we grew up,
85, yeah.
we grew up differently. Like, you know, it was the 90s, then the 2000s, and it was
Yeah.
just more like, hey, you want to lose weight? No carbs. No carbs at
That's
all,
it.
and don't do nothing else. Forget about everything else. Just hit the gym, no carbs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it. I did it when I was 14.
Cardio
I
like
lost
crazy.
I lost 40 pounds when I was 14 years old. Lost 40
Yeah.
pounds. And I was like, yeah, this is great. But in reality, there's the other foods, the other nutrients. They develop your brain. They develop everything else. So
Yeah.
when you start to remove a certain type of food, then you're losing the nutrition, right?
Yeah.
So it's a matter of what type of food you put in,
Yeah.
when you put it, right?
Yeah, and I think that also like another thing is that we go through phases. Like I've been I was at one point 232 pounds, just straight ox lifting iron, relentlessly. And what were my lessons from that? I used to eat everything and anything. I just want to be the biggest guy in the gym. I want to be the strongest guy. Jacked up on my joints. Learn my lessons there. And I'm like, you know what? I wanna lean down. Like we're never gonna be happy. But I think that one of the things that people should always train more than anything, aside from your physical appearance, is your mental strength.
Mental is almost everything, because it's how you wake up and
Yeah.
how your day functions. You know, I mean,
But
go ahead.
what attaches to that is what you eat.
Big time.
Because you can have a crazy dinner the night before and wake up just on the other end of the world, you know?
Correct.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, that's why nutrition is a very big part, and that goes to sleep as well, right?
Yeah,
Because
hell yeah.
if you're not getting the sleep in, you're waking up and you're cranky, not in the mood. Then you get cravings, and then you get things like that, and it throws
Yeah.
your daily pattern off. You know?
I didn't experience sleep when I was working for my last job for 9 years. I used to get up at 5:15 in the morning to get myself ready to drive to teach a 6:30 a.m. class, do a 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, drive back home, come back in the evening, do a 5:30, 6:30, 7:30 p.m. shift. By the time I'm done, it's like 8:45. Get home like around 10 something. I'm getting into bed probably like 11:30, maybe midnight. I'm getting like 5 hours of sleep. I was messed up. I was making good money. I was, doing some of the things that felt right at the moment, but I didn't know what sleep was, and that also affected my fitness.
That's the biggest thing right now, right? Because your daily life these days, like going outside, there's stress. The environment that you're
Yeah.
in is stress. It's a lot different, right?
man.
And now everybody wants to incorporate a health and wellness lifestyle into their normal life, right?
Yeah.
Because now it's a lot different. Everything is available, right? Better food is available.
Yeah.
Training at different times available. There's so availability of being healthy is attainable because it's availability. It's just
Yeah.
there, right? It's
And-
not like back in the days when you wanted to go lift, you got to find yourself a gym, right? It's like it was
Yeah.
hard to get yourself a gym in the early 2000s. It wasn't like every other block there was a studio
Yeah.
or there's something going
Yeah,
on
it's-
or
it's all over.
virtually. So like I believe that there is no excuse for you not to be healthy these days. I feel like there's a bigger excuse for you to not be healthy. I believe that you need to be able to be healthy to survive, to function, and to progress in life, right?
Yeah.
So,
I want
like-
to touch on something there.
Go ahead.